So question 29, what we're going to do is we have 2x minus 1 over x minus 4. Our main problem is that we want to get the x's on their own, but the problem is the fraction of x minus 4. I don't know if the x is minus 10, it could be minus 20 for all I know. Basically, I don't know if the denominator is positive or negative. I haven't got a clue. So if I was to bring it up, I wouldn't know if it had to affect the sign or not. So to get around this problem, what I'm going to do is I'm going to multiply both sides by a guaranteed positive number. A guaranteed positive number I'm always going to use is the denominator squared. So to both sides I get the denominator and I square it and I multiply both sides. I now don't have to worry about the direction of the sign, because all I've done is multiply both sides by a positive number. And both sides by a positive number does not affect the direction of the sign. Now that I've done that, I cancel that one with the squared, and now I multiply out. I get 2x squared minus 8x minus 1x plus 4 greater than this here, x minus 4 by x minus 4. Yeah, minus 8x plus 16. Okay, and then at the very end, guys, tidy up. 2x squared minus 9x plus 4. I'll bring all these over at the same time as well, might as well. Minus x squared plus 8x minus 16 greater than 0. Now what do we do next? 2x squared minus x squared? X squared minus 9x plus 8x minus 1x. 4 minus 16? 4 minus 16? Minus 12. Now, the good thing here is what type of graph is that? Now this is the thing that a lot of you didn't do. You didn't have an idea of your graph. Now, realistically, you draw your graph after you solve it. Okay, I've been always drawing it before and then just moving it along just to illustrate where it's going to go. But what we'll do here is we'll do the reference number minus 12, which will make it minus 4 and. Now most of you did this perfectly. Most of you still said, look, it's x equals 4, x equals minus 3. The problem is you stop there, right? So how do you finish it off? Okay. So I think Higgins had a look at the symbol here. That means it's bigger than 0. We want it to be bigger than 0. Is it currently bigger than 0? Yep. And now it's equal. That's no good. And then we're smaller than 0, or smaller than 0, and then eventually equal to 0. We'll stop there. So, as I was saying earlier, these green lines represent y values that are above the x-axis. At the x-axis, y equals 0. So anything above this point is y is a positive number. Anything below this, y is a negative number. Okay, so we want y to be a positive number. So therefore, we're going to get we want the green area, so we want x smaller than 4. Sorry, x smaller than minus 3. Excuse me. What does that mean? Anytime I use a value below minus 3, what's guaranteed to happen? It's going to be a negative number. So as an example, use this again. Put it in. Start at, I don't know, minus 12. End at minus 3. Anything that's smaller than minus 3, do you see it? Anything that's smaller than minus 3 is above the x-axis. Can you see it? Minus 4, 8, minus 5, 18. All these points are above the x-axis. So any number smaller than minus 3 gives you a value above the x-axis. Same thing for 4. Any value bigger than 4 will give you a number that's positive. A y value that's positive. So therefore it's above the x-axis. Everybody cool with that? Okay. I suppose number 30, yeah? 30 or 33, they're basically the same thing. We'll do 33, it's slightly different. Yes? My answer to that is don't stop. Just try and do the best you can with the question and worry about the marks afterwards. Okay, yes, Luke? Sorry? No, because it's only when it's the in-between part that you can do that. Now, what about this one here, guys? What's step number 1? On both sides, yeah. After that? Yeah, after that? 2x squared plus 6x less than, that's x plus 3 by, okay, which is going to give me x squared plus 6x plus 9. Somebody mentioned that earlier, that this one's going to be the difference of two squares, isn't it? The 6x's cancel. 2x squared minus x squared minus 9 is x squared minus 9 less than 0. What shape is this curve? It's U-shaped. And if we solve it equal to 0, it's x plus 3. So x equals minus 3, x equals 3. So minus 3 and 3. And once again, draw it in green. Now, Fionn, which region do you think we're going to use? In between or outside? It's meant to be, so you're looking at the inequality. So you're looking at this here. Below. So when does it become below? Yeah. So when the y value is smaller than 0. So it's above or below this line here. See this red line here? So above or below that line? Okay. When does the green line go below that line? It's good. Oh, sorry, it's not below the line just yet. So we consider this the red region. And now all of a sudden, it's below it. And then it goes back above it again. That's why I shaded these two regions in red. They're not the region we want. We want the green region. Now, this is what you were asking me earlier, Luke. Because it's the in-between part, I can merge it into one answer. Okay? So how do we do this, guys? Minus 3 is a smaller number than, because numbers like minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and 3 are all in this region. Okay, and that minus 3 is smaller than all of them. But all those numbers I'm just after naming, they're all smaller than 3. And then all you have to do then, there's your answer. Alright, with that. Yes, question. Okay, guys. Now, in question 37, show that f of x is, if fx is bigger than 2, then x cannot take any value between 1 and 2. Alright, just even blank out the other part. Just blank out this for a second. What do you think it wants me to do? Put it in for f of x and put it greater than 2. Okay? Once you start off there, what can you pretty much say about the question? If I do it exactly the same way I did it beforehand, the language is relatively, doesn't really matter that much. I can figure out what the language means at the end even, okay? So what we do is multiply by 1 minus x squared both sides, yeah? Then we cancel that one with one of them. And we get 4 minus 4x minus 3x plus 3x squared, yeah? Greater than 2 brackets 1 minus 2x, oh sorry, plus x squared. Everybody know where I got that from? I multiplied 1 minus x by 1 minus x, and the answer is this part here. Okay, then I multiplied it by 2 minus 4x plus 2x squared, and then I have 3x squared minus 7x minus 4 on the other side. I bring everything over one side, so what happens then? 3x squared minus 2x squared, 1x squared. That's okay. And plus, so minus 3x, and then 4 minus 2. That minus 6. Here. I told you. Disturbance in the 4, so it was plus 4, right? So, plus 4. Oh, wait a second. Oh, yeah. Plus 4 minus 2. Plus 4 minus 2 is 2, greater than 0. Now the handy thing was I knew what the answer had to be 1 and 2, so I knew something was up. So then like x minus 2, x minus 1 equals 0 this time. And you're like, okay, x equals 2, x equals 1. That's a U-shaped curve, no bother there, apart from that thing. Alright, and what we have is U-shaped curve there, yeah? So 1 followed by 2. Okay, now we're looking for it to be what, guys? Bigger than 0. So where does that happen? Here and here. But doesn't happen... Oh, there we go. Yeah, it doesn't happen there. Okay, so what we say is that x has got to be smaller than 1, but bigger than 2. And that's our answer. Alright. Now, okay. So here's what happens, right? It says f of x is a function. Now, what exactly is a function? A function means that wherever object you're picking, you gotta square it, and you gotta take 7 times it away, and then you gotta add on 12. Whatever goes in that bracket, that's what you have to do with it. Okay? Now, what it wants me to do is, it wants me to find out what f of x divided by f of x plus 1 is. Now, I know that f of x is x squared minus 7x plus 12. Is that right? So I know this part. But what I am unsure about is what is this part here. Can anybody give me an idea how I might find out what that part actually is? What do I put in here? To find out what f of x plus 1 is, what do I need to put in here? Let's try x plus 1. What goes in here then? And then, therefore, x plus 1 also goes in here. And also what I have to do is multiply it out. By the way, just so you know, I'm multiplying x plus 1 by x plus 1. That's what I'm actually doing, okay? I'll just do it all in one go. X squared plus 2x plus 1. Minus 7x minus 7 plus 12. I'm then going to get x squared minus 5x. What's the next part? Plus 13 minus 7 plus 6. Okay? And that's that part done there then, yeah? Now, what I'm going to do is, it wants me to, I'm then sounding in on this part here. What does that want me to do? It wants me to get the answer I just got here a second ago, yeah? That's the bottom. What's on top of it? Sorry? It is x squared minus 7x plus 12. Now, I'm looking at that and going, it thinks the answer is this. So that's the answer there to this. Okay? So what do I need to do with that to turn it into the answer? Yeah, it's not fully factorized. So when you fully factorize it, you'll get is x minus 3, x minus 4, all divided by x minus 2. And what happens there? And then you're left with x minus 4 minus 2. Now, and this whole thing here is, that's f of x over fx plus 1. Was it actually that hard? No, it's just, you didn't have faith what to do, yes? Yeah, they're sort of in the first chapter as well. One or two of them like that. Now, what you're going to do next is, see our answer here? See that there? That's the same as that there. And then it wants it to be bigger than 3. Would everybody know what to do next then? Okay, everybody, what? Multiply both sides by x minus 2 squared, and then just do what we've been doing the last couple of minutes. Okay, no need to elaborate any more on that. Now, the likes of find the range of values of x that satisfies both inequalities. Okay, this is an interesting one, right? So we go for 42 and 43. Then we call it a day there. Okay, step 1 for this one. 2x plus 4 greater than or equal to x plus 5. Bring over the x. It's going to be x is greater than or equal to 1. It's 2x minus x, and it's going to be 5 minus 4. The other part, I'm going to do that now. Okay, so that part just goes there. Okay, no worries. Now, next part after that is a reference number. What's the reference number? So x minus 3, x plus 2 less than or equal to 0. What type of curve is it? It's a plus x squared to my knowledge. So it's a U-shaper with coordinates 3 and minus 2. Do I want it to be underneath or above? Underneath or above, guys? Underneath. Less than or equal to. So the green region is going to start at 2 and 3, and it's going to be all the numbers in between them. So technically speaking, we want all the numbers in between 2 and 3. But there's a catch. If we mix this with our first answer, what happens there? This one says it only wants numbers that are bigger than 1. So what's the problem there then? The answer to this question is technically minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2 and 3. Which numbers am I not allowed by the second answer? I'm not allowed these ones because they're not bigger than or equal to 1. So my answer is 1, 2 and 3. Or you can write it as 1 is smaller than x is smaller than 3. Because you have to join both answers together. It's not enough just to have one answer. You actually have to combine both sets of answers together. Okay. What about 43? This time it's 2 inequalities, right? So 2 of them. So what happens here then, guys? X squared, reference number of 6, which is minus 2 minus 3. So x minus 2, x minus 3 smaller than 0. We're going to get a U-shaped curve. Oh, wait a minute. Sorry? Yeah. Okay, sorry about this. Now, it's going to be 2 and 3 over this side, isn't it? And I need it to be what, below or above? Below. So where's below? Or equal to. So in between 2 and 3. So minus 2 is smaller than or equal to x is smaller than or equal to 3. Okay, the second one, I'm looking at that, it's going to be x minus 1, x minus 4 greater than or equal to 0. It was a reference number of plus 4, which broke up into minus 1, minus 4. At this stage, that's got to be that you've got to be that good at it at this stage, okay? And then what we have next is what two sides did it go on? It goes on the 1 and the 4, which is here and here. And do I want it to be bigger than 0 or smaller than 0? Bigger than 0 or smaller than 0? Bigger. So what part is that? Up here and down here. And it's and equal to, so it's x smaller than or equal to 1, or x is bigger than or equal to 4. Now, here's some interesting answers for you, alright? See our first answer. Our first answer is minus 2, minus 1, 0, 1, 2, and 3. Does our second criteria eliminate any of those answers? What does it say? It eliminates, in my opinion, it eliminates x cannot be in between 1 and 4. So what does that eliminate? If it can't be between 1 and 4, what does it eliminate? It eliminates 2 and 3. See the second answer here? It has to be smaller than 1 or bigger than 4. It has to satisfy both things. So if I rub out 3 and 2, both of them, oh wait a second, I need to scribble them out actually. If I rub out 3 and 2, that satisfies that it's smaller than or equal to 1. That also satisfies that it's smaller than or equal to 3. So we're okay with that. And then x bigger than 4, there's no answers in there that have anything to do with that. So your two answers now become x is bigger than or equal to 4, or the first one is minus 2, smaller than x, and where does it stop? 1, smaller than 1. You have to adjust your answer because two of them are no longer allowed. Okay.